Right now on Hoosier News Source, an IU basketball player was arrested over the weekend on misdemeanor charges. We'll tell you what led up to the arrest.
An IU student pistol whipped, then robbed at gunpoint after an off-campus party. The disturbing new details and the suspect still at large.
And if you take the Beeline Trail to get around town, heads up, details about a closure that may disrupt your commute.
We begin with our top story that is making both news and sports headlines. IU freshman basketball star Mackenzie Mbako jailed after an incident over the weekend. Mbako has since been released and the university is responding. Hello and thanks for being with us. I'm Sidney Moore.
And I'm Shelby Brown. It began after workers at the Taco Bell near the College Mall called police. BPD tells us restaurant workers said Mbako cursed at employees and was repeatedly rude in the drive-thru, prompting them to call the police. He then reportedly refused to leave when police asked him to, and police made an arrest. The star forward was booked at the Monroe County Jail on charges of criminal trespassing and resisting law enforcement. In a statement, the university said, quote, IU Athletics is aware of the situation. We will continue to gather facts, cooperate with the monitor, the legal process, and take further action as the evolving situation warrants, end quote. To our other top story, we're learning more about what led to the string of IU Notify alerts early Sunday morning.
IUPD tells us an IU student was beat and robbed at gunpoint, and suspect has not been arrested. Police described as a 20-year-old man of mixed race with a buzz cut and tattoos. He reportedly offered to give the student a ride after an off-campus party, but then drove them to a parking lot on 13th Street before robbing them with a handgun. The suspect got away with the victim's cell phone, watch, shoes, backpack, and wallet before fleeing the scene. The victim was treated for minor injuries. IUPD says there is no ongoing threat to campus and there's still investigation open.
And with Halloween weekend just days away, IUPD recommends taking extra precautions to stay safe. IU Public Information Officer Hannah Skibba said to be mindful of who you let into your social circle since many dangers come from people you know. If you see something suspicious, say something. Either call 911 or submit an anonymous tip on the Rave Guardian app. Use the buddy system when walking at night, and when you can, stay in populated, well-lit areas.
2 men were arrested after they were allegedly seen cutting bike locks near the IMU over the weekend. IUPD tells us that dispatch received 2 separate calls early Saturday reporting a bike theft in progress. Joseph Akers and Nathan Blackburn were found at the scene and matched the descriptions made by callers. Both are not affiliated with the university and had active trespass warnings for all IU properties. Akers was jailed on charges of theft, criminal trespassing, and possession of paraphernalia. Blackburn was cited for criminal trespass and released from police custody. Both men were reissued trespass warnings.
A Bloomington man will spend the next 41 months in federal prison after pleading guilty to conspiracy to commit wire fraud and conspiracy to commit money laundering. Federal prosecutors say Robert Hall used fraudulent emails to scam businesses out of thousands of dollars. Hall also reportedly filed fake applications for PPP loans during the COVID pandemic. The Justice Department says Hall attempted to steal nearly $700,000. He will be on federal probation for 3 years following his release.
A man is arrested and faces a long list of criminal charges after police say he abducted his ex-girlfriend's 5-year-old daughter and the 2 people babysitting the child. Court documents say Richard Allen White Jr. and the ex-girlfriend were in an ongoing argument over how much money the woman was making at a Bloomington nightclub. After a long fit of rage, police say that White Jr. knowingly told the babysitter a fake emergency to get the 2 and the child into the car. Police say he kidnapped the 3 in an attempt to get the ex-girlfriend's attention. Police were able to track him down and he was arrested without bond. There is a lot to this story, and we have it for you on our website at iustv.com.
A Lawrence County judge has given the green light for the start of trials over Bloomington annexation. The order comes after a hold was issued by the judge in early September. The trial will cover areas 1A and 1B, which are west and southwest of the city. The trials will most likely start in early 2024, but an official date has not been set.
The Bloomington Beeline Trail is facing temporary disruption. A stretch of the trail has been closed since last week. Duke Energy, one of Bloomington's main energy providers, is working on the Future of Bloomington Reliability Project. The project works towards a more reliable energy future for the city. Even though the project aims to enhance the region's infrastructure, some say there's other work that should be done.
Honestly, I think there's room for improvement. They decided to redirect to one of the busiest four-way stops in all of Bloomington. I mean, when you try to walk across, you got cars coming from each direction trying to cut you off.
The Beeline Trail is scheduled to reopen on Friday. A new bell schedule has been approved by the Monroe County School Board, aligning schedules at both Bloomington North and South High Schools. The new change won't take effect until next school year. Bloomington North will be moved to a hybrid schedule, reducing class times to only an hour. Bloomington South is already on the block schedule. The new change will allow students to take 8 credits a semester and create a new intervention time, which the district says will promote academic growth.
Hundreds of protesters gathered in downtown Indianapolis on Sunday to call for a ceasefire and to raise awareness for the increasing conflict in the Middle East. The gathering was held on the steps of the Soldiers and Sailors Monument, with many students coming out to show support. The protesters, many of whom were IU students, said Palestinians in America and around the world have felt unsafe due to rising tensions over the conflict. One student who did not want to be named hopes that the events like this one help educate people.
I urge everyone to educate themselves, to pursue both goodness and truth, because we can't have one without the other. When we pursue something that's good but ultimately not true, we're led down a path of misguidance.
Protesters hope to promote peace and awareness because they say everyone has the right to feel safe. Still ahead on Hoosier News Source, Jerry Seinfeld made a stop in Bloomington for homecoming weekend. We'll introduce you to a fan who drove from hours away to see the comedian.
Plus, the countdown continues to April's total solar eclipse. We'll tell you more about new grants being given ahead of the big event when Hoosier News Source continues.
The Toss-Up, Fridays on IUS TV.
IU plans to invest $111 million towards the advancement of microelectronics and nanotechnology over the next few years. IU will be collaborating with the Naval Service Warfare Center's Crane Division to take this investment to the next step. IU plans to invest this money into faculty, facilities, research, and new degree programs that will train students in nanofabrication and microelectronics. These two fields are fast growing, with a focus on making tiny electronic components that are used in everything from powering homes to combating climate change. An expert in nanotechnology, Joanna Milenchik, said that students will also directly benefit.
We will be establishing a master's program in microelectronic design and another one in nanofabrication. So these are more professional programs that students will be able to participate in.
The investment will also focus on developing artificial intelligence and cybersecurity. IU said it will help strengthen national security and Indiana's technology industry while raising IU's competitiveness with other universities.
The upcoming total solar eclipse in April will cross over a large part of North America, including much of Indiana. Now 30 rural organizations across 22 Indiana counties will receive grants for the eclipse. The Simons Foundation and Indiana University Center for Rural Engagement are gifting rural organizations $2,000 micro grants. All of the organizations are in communities with less than 50,000 people. The state estimates that nearly 1 million people will travel just to witness this event.
Legendary Jerry Seinfeld made a stop in Bloomington over homecoming weekend, and fans were buzzing with excitement. B-movie pun intended. Seinfeld brought his latest stand-up routine to the IU Auditorium. The comedian is known for his ability to find humor in everyday life. He delivered an evening of laughter for all who attended. Fans eagerly awaited the comedian to take the stage. Some drove from out of state to see Seinfeld in person.
We drove out. We drove to Columbus, Ohio, stayed overnight last night, then drove here today. It's like an 11-hour drive.
Ticket sales opened in August and went for $57.
If you haven't gone to Brown County to see the fall foliage yet, you may want to put it on your calendar. This coming week is supposed to be the best time to see the leaves change colors, according to SmokyMountains.com. Brown County is already seeing some red and orange in the trees, but the peak season is likely going to be between October 30th and November 6th. Brown County State Park is known throughout Indiana for its fall views, and it sits just 30 minutes east of IU's campus near Nashville, Indiana. If you're planning your trip, make sure to get there before November 6th, since that's when the leaves will be past their peak colors.
Turning to weather now, Alyssa Heilman is in with the forecast. Hi, Alyssa.
Hi, guys. Today's weather is the epitome of fall. We'll see some pretty dense clouds with peaks of sunshine coming through. There will be some windy conditions starting around sunrise and lasting until mid-afternoon. Clouds will lessen as the afternoon progresses. Temperatures will be in the upper 60s for the morning and night, with our high temperatures being in the low 70s around mid-afternoon. On Sunday at 1, IU men's basketball plays at Assembly Hall for the first time this season. They face Indianapolis in a preseason exhibition match. Unfortunately, Sunday's forecast is full of rain and possible thunderstorms. Temperatures stay in the low to mid-60s for most of the day. There's a likely chance of rain prior to and at game time, but then it lessens into the afternoon. There's a consistent slight chance of thunderstorms that persists nearly all of Sunday. Looking forward, we've got clouds and sun with temperatures in the mid-70s expected for today and tomorrow. Then for the rest of the week and into Monday of next week, we're expecting rain and the possibility of thunderstorms. We'll see heavy clouds for most of these days. Finally, on Tuesday of next week, we'll get the rain and sunny skies. As for the temperatures, they'll decrease daily after Friday and are expected to get into the 40s and 30s by the start of next week. It's time to pull out those winter clothes. Guys, back to you.
Alyssa, thank you. And thank you for watching this week's Hoosier News Source.
As always, be sure to follow us on social media and check us out on IUSTV.com to stay up to date on all the latest news, weather, and sports.
Have a great rest of the week, and we'll see you back here next week.